Hey guys, if you haven't if you haven't been watching, my name's Steed Dolan. It's been a while since I made a video. Before you can say a cuss word nowadays. But yeah. So a few years ago, I started working with a company called Turbocharger Systems. They're in Oregon. The company always spoke highly of me, so I got documentation for days praising me as a person, praising the technology that I built, praising the products that I built for them that they used. So the company itself, Turbocharger Systems, I can't say anything bad about. I've never bought anything from them, so I can't say that the turbos are bad. I can't say they blow up. I can't say that, hey, you put one on your truck and within 20 seconds to a minute it blows up and blows your engine up because it throws whatever the hell in your intake, and it blows a valve and trashes your piston rings, and it's your fault because you didn't do something special, and they won't warranty it. I can't say any of that stuff because I didn't experience that stuff. But if you go on MR2 forums and really anywhere and you type in turbocharger systems, I mean, that's what people say. But my experience is not like that, so I don't know if that stuff is true. And I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying, that's not my experience. My experience is with the owner. So the guy that I'm actually referring to, his name is Kenton Barnes. So this fucking asshat, the dude, in my opinion, is a fucking racist. So if you ever talk to the owner or president CEO Kent Barnes, make sure you don't have your speakerphone on and you're going through a drive-through, because the dude's just going to go crazy and start talking some racist stuff, and you're going to turn your microphone down because some religious minority or minority is going to be walking through your door, and you're going to be looking like a white supremacist asshole because you have some asshole on your radio saying some crazy fucking shit. It's happened to me multiple fucking times, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck, right? And he's like, fucking Middle East, freaking war, Iraq, war, Afghanistan type shit. I'm like, dude, I spent 20 years in the army. I actually lived over there for 5 years of my life. The people are actually pretty fucking cool. I've slept with them. I slept right beside these guys. I fought with these guys. I ate their fucking food. They're no different than us. They're a different color than us. I got blue eyes. They got brown eyes. Fuck, some of the fucking Afghanis have fucking red hair and blue eyes. You wouldn't really know anything about them. But this guy would ramble. So just FYI, if you're talking to this guy, make sure you have earbuds in and you don't have them on your car speaker. So prior to all that, he is definitely a simpleton, and a simpleton is not a derogatory term. A simpleton just means you're very simple at life. 1 plus 1 doesn't always equal 2. Sometimes it might equal 3, 4, 5, 6, 16, 22, 55, 95, 60, 100. Some people don't really add, so common sense isn't always common. And I want to say late 2018, very early 2019, because it was right when I got back from Afghanistan, and it was in the winter because we were sleeping outside, and I was waking up knocking snow off my sleeping bag. And I'd wake up and it'd be 100 text messages, and I'd turn my phone off, and throughout the day I'd get 100 text messages, and it's all fucking him. And I'd be like, all right, auto response, blah 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 blah. Here you go, dude. And then it's just pounding in the ground, fucking mental. It went from our relationship actually being pretty cordial. Hey man, I actually wouldn't mind having a beer with you. I wouldn't call you a friend, but I would mind hanging out with you. If we're at a bar or whatever, I'll have a drink with you. But I wouldn't have it around my kids type of personality. But it fucking just fucking tanked. But it took us probably quite a few years. I want to say 3 or 4 years for it to actually get to that low side. And it just flipped a light switch. Today we're great, tomorrow it's fucking, he's threatening to sue me, he's doing all this crazy shit. Because really I don't care. Word of mouth is best. And the only reason why I should have started this video, the preface of this, honestly, now I'm thinking about it. And this is really an ad hoc video. Because he started banning people. He got added as a moderator to a couple forums on Facebook. And the first thing he did was started banning his competitors on the forums, or anyone who started talking bad about him. At least that's what I was told, because a lot of people started talking shit about him, and I was like, oh, fuck that guy, and this is why. In the case of any of you guys who are watching this, if you made it this far, we're 15 minutes and 11 seconds into this video, and you're like, hey, Steed, you should probably delete this because this is slander. It is not fucking slander. We already been to court, and everything I'm saying is absolutely 100% fucking true about this simpleton. And simpleton, like I said, it's not a derogatory term. It's an expression of explaining how someone thinks based on my opinion of them. And that whole case got dismissed with prejudice. So he, as an individual, can never sue me again based on what happened, based on my experience with him from the time I met him until that point. After that point, he's tried to talk to me about making a bunch of fucking bullshit fake accounts because he's a fucking cyber stalker. But yeah, no. So anyways, so everything, like I said, is true, 100%. I'm not making any of this shit up. And he's a fucking asshat. So anyway, so go back. So he actually tried to follow through. So he wrote at the time, he filed a Department of Justice complaint against me, tried to say that I was doing some criminal shit. Obviously, Department of Justice doesn't do that stuff, right? Because it's civil. It's not like you murder someone. But he actually did make a complaint, which is kind of funny. He went to the Better Business Bureau, and we had a huge fucking dialogue with the Better Business Bureau, which is really funny. They sided with me. So you got the simpleton, Kent Barnes. He lost against the Better Business Bureau against the business, which, from my understanding, they generally side with the customer, but they sided with me. So that just shows he's an asshat. And then he actually wrote to the CG hotline, to my commanding general at the time, and he basically accused me of espionage against the United States government. Which obviously, because I'm in the military, accusing someone of espionage is a huge fucking deal. That fell on its fucking face. But that's what he fucking did. So if you're a service member expecting to do business with this guy, like I said, the Turbocharger Systems may be a great company. I have no fucking clue. But he is the president and CEO of the company. And my experience was with that asshat. So from my experience, being a service member, if you have a falling out, whatever that falling out may be, could be pricing, could be quality, could be anything. For me, it was quality of your service past my warranty of the service I was providing to him. He accused me of espionage against the United States government. So he did that. What else did he fucking do? Oh, he went to a bunch of the online forums, right? Because, I was building diesel products for different companies. I was building from myself. I was building them from different clients. And just for individuals, like, hey, Steve, can you build me this? Yeah, sure, I can build that for you. And just like, oh, how much owe you? I don't know. Give me a case of beer and we're even, right? Just bullshit. So he went to all these different people and accused me of all kinds of fucking crazy shit. And then he threatened me with extortion. Hey, I'm going to keep fucking doing this unless you pay me some fucking money. The dude's a fucking asshat, fucking simpleton. So he accused me of all that stuff. He threatened me, tried to extort me, accused me of fucking espionage, all because I was in the fucking field playing Army and I couldn't answer my fucking phone and give him the quality of support that he demanded years after he purchased my product, right? So then, after all that, he tried to sue me for it. So let's talk about that. That was actually the funny fucking part. So Turbocharger Systems, not to Kent Barnes. So Turbocharger Systems is an S Corp. If you read the rules on an S Corp, or S Corp is still a corporation, and a corporation is an individual entity, aka a person. So my business dealings are with that person, Turbocharger Systems, the S Corp, not Kent Barnes. So because I dealt with them, he had no legal right to sue me on behalf of them because he should have sued me as Turbocharger Systems, not himself. He sued me as himself, and by that standing, he had no legal right to do so. Even though he was the president and CEO, he should have sued as Kent Barnes DBA, Turbocharger Systems, or as Turbocharger Systems S Corp. And it wouldn't fucking matter anyways, because up to that point, he tried to fucking sue me. Everything they fucking charged. Like, literally, fucking, like, today, Turbocharger Systems posted, check out Steed Dolan, check out his technology. He's a service member, blah, 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 blah. And I sent this to the simpleton, Kent Barnes, and I got it returned to me. So when I went into court, I went and he submitted a motion to appear by phone because his lazy ass actually didn't want to come to Colorado. He thought he was going to be cool and slick. Oh, I'm going to sue your ass, and then I'm going to just call in and then win, right? Which is actually kind of funny because the Small Claims Handbook says you can't do that, but she approved it, which was kind of interesting. So I showed up, and I put his copy, and I had 3 of these guys. Actually, I had 4 of them. I had one still in the box that has refused, REF, on it. And this is certified mail. So if you ever do this, if you ever want to sue this asshole, you send it through the post office. And his dumbass, he put his home address and he put his P.O. box on the summons. So I sent him to both addresses. So everything I sent went to 2 addresses. And I was like, here's your copy. And these are the ones he refused. And I was like, here's my copy, which went to his P.O. box, which he also refused. And she asked him, Mr. Barnes, is it true that you refused to participate and you sent back all of the documents Mr. Dolan sent to you? And he's like, I refuse to answer that. And she said, I have never had anyone in their own suit plead to fifth in their own court proceedings. So this dumbass, like I said, he's a simpleton. He doesn't know how to play by the rules because he didn't read, in my opinion, because if he did, he would have known better. He pleaded the fifth in his own court proceedings, like a fucking idiot. He could have just said, oh, I thought he was trying to sue me. I didn't know what was in there. He could have said something fucking totally stupid. Or, you know, maybe my wife wrote refused, or my kid wrote refused, or maybe my employee wrote refused. I mean, none of them would have been acceptable. But, I mean, granted, the judge can't hold the Fifth Amendment against you legally. The absence of speech is not an admission of guilt under the Constitution, right? So that's what the Fifth Amendment is supposed to protect. But that shit was fucking hilarious that this fucking dumbass, this simpleton, pleaded the Fifth, right? So anyway, so going back, so I took all this shit. So she now has this whole book, and she looked straight at me and said, I am not reading all this. And I was like, ma'am, you don't fucking have to. And honestly, I should have done a better job. What I should have done is put little sticky tabs. I mean, I had the exhibits, right? But I should have put the sticky tabs on here too, because he did not have my script. So unlike this, where I'm just like rambling and drinking beer, and drinking some Colorado water instead of the Bud Light water, like all my previous videos, because most of you guys like talk shit about me. So like in here, so basically what I said to court, and I don't even think I even got through my whole script. Basically, in response to Mr. Barnes' first claim, and the claim is actually in, I don't have a copy of it, and I don't want to open that shit. And then after all that jazz, so Mr. Barnes also stated in his claim that the VGT calculator did not work. I would highlight in multiple messages and online posts where Mr. Barnes stated the device worked, as well as communicated to me on my work and performance. Commended me. And then Exhibit A5 text messages, Exhibit A5-1 screenshots of text messages, A6 Facebook's printout of the messages, A5 to December 16th. Mr. Barnes, thank you for being a professional. Thank you for remaining positive. Hopefully you're getting some sleep with your new baby on board. Take care and have a great day. And what's funny is like I didn't modify any of these messages, but you can see like he would write and write and write and write. So that's me here, right? And this is all him. Like it's literally constantly. So that's me. It's all him. And one here. It's like non-fucking stop. Like, the dude's fucking, like, insane. Like, it's insane, like, how he writes this crap. Let's see, what else we got? Oh yeah, it's right here. So my Better Business Bureau claim was case number 370-43246, Kent Raymond Barnes. So that's another. I don't know if Raymond is his kid's name or if he goes by his middle name as is one of his pen names. But he has hundreds, if not thousands, of online accounts that he manages, and he has accounts that he has conversations with himself. So he'll go on like one of the forums that, hey, look, I'm trying to have like X power, blah 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 blah. What do you guys recommend? And he basically has a conversation trying to gear people into his conversation and then steer him back to himself to try to promote himself, right? So so he has one of them. So there's Kent Barnes and then there's Raymond Barnes. I don't know if they're the same people or if it's a son or how all that works, but his full name is Kent Raymond Barnes. But yeah, no, so the Better Business Bureau, thank you for your cooperation in response to the above customer complaint. Following the usual procedure, we notify the customer of your response, request notification whether or not satisfactory resolved. The customer has notified our office is not satisfactory. Your company has made a reasonable effort resolved. The customer has notified our office is not satisfied. Your company has made a reasonable effort in an attempt to resolve the issue. Therefore, we're closing the case at this time. So like I said, they do W-2 to, I don't know, but that technically is a business, right? So you can have a business. Where it gets frowned upon is when you're telling your commander, like, hey, I need to leave work early today because I got to go work at AutoZone. That becomes an issue. But if you're like, hey, I'm going to go mow lawns on the weekends for $20 an hour, who gives a shit? But then after all this went down, he started writing shit like this. Anything that was in the military, he started doing. So, like, this was out in, I think, in coast of Seattle. It was basically some Navy guys drawing penises with airplanes, using the condensation from their jet stream. That's kind of funny. So he's like, when young Americans in the military do this, we're in trouble. Just like Steed Dolan ripped me off for the tune of $15,000. So, like, that's straight up slander. Like, I'd never billed him for $15,000. So how can I rip you off for $15,000 if I never billed you? Is the picture clear yet? I'm the customer. I have the same rights as any customer, regardless if I'm the business owner. This piece of equipment has a miserable failure for most of the time. We have owned it, which obviously, like I said, I read all that stuff earlier, which is untrue. He has unfriended, blocked, and threatened to sue me, which isn't true. He sued me for making it known after I exhausted every way to make it right. Businessman, in his response, he tells me I'm retarded. Well, he is retarded. He's a fucking asshat and a major simpleton. Because if he would just read some, like, 20 pages of legal literature, he would probably done a little bit better. He laughed. He got laughed out of court in like 30 seconds. Well, yeah, he posted shit like this. Things Steed Dolan knows nothing about. Pass it on. Honesty is the highest form of respect. Just shit like this, right? What's funny is I could probably actually sue him for slander, years later, like. And he doesn't realize that, it's not hard to pull his IP address. He has multiple accounts, like Snuggletuff is one of them. He goes on Cummings forums and he writes stuff and tags me in it, trying to see, like, let me see if I get Steve to talk to me because I haven't talked to this fucking asshole in years. But he tries to do it. Let's see here. The pain you have caused me. Didn't cause me any pain. Then my officer's son will do all the legwork helping me find your superiors. Your officer's son's probably fucking a piece of shit. Get $1,500 in the mail now. That's extortion. You're threatening to get a military member to do something against another military member if I don't give you $1,500. If he actually tried to do something, I could probably get him like in a shit ton of trouble. You're on notice is what he says. Son, we're up to 40 pages shared. He's referring to going to all the forums online. Everywhere you hang, I got 300 pages to go. This is just a start. I have given you an opportunity to make it right. Right to choose the hard path. This will cost you 100 times what it has cost me. I don't know, dude. I'm about to retire. Like, I'm doing pretty good. I don't know about you. Judging by how you're getting banned on pages for deleting your competitors, you're probably having a harder life than I am. And like, this is all public record. Like I said, this isn't me making any stuff. If you want to copy this book, you can literally just go down to El Paso County, Colorado, and you can literally just file for the court. You should be able to get a copy of it. Everything in here is public record. I filed it with the court, so there's nothing secretive about it. There's nothing crazy about it. So you can get my Oprah Winfrey book. You can get all the summons. You can get all the responses, the Better Business Bureau stuff, and you can see what type of asshat the simpleton is. And if you plan on doing business with Kent Barnes, it's almost like a marriage. You're not going to be able to shape them. You're better off getting herpes, honestly. You'll be tied to this motherfucker for years. You'll see his name and you'll probably have PTSD from it. But yeah, no. But yeah, hopefully, if you're a kid, if you're looking for a turbo, like I said, I can't say anything bad about them, but I can say, from my experience of Kent Barnes, it is a level of drama that is like out of this fucking world. Like, you are going to have a massive amount of drama. It is going to be an ass pain, and it is going to be unending. And if you have an issue, it is going to be insane. Like, I don't know if he has other people working for him that give better support, but all I know is if there's a fucking problem and you're dealing with him, it is going to be astronomical. Like, literally, fucking, from my experience, the shit was unplugged from the wall and the fucking World War III was about to fucking happen because he didn't fucking look at the cable and plug it into the wall. Like, I am not there, dude. Like, I can't look and see what's in front of you. If he can't figure that out, I would not trust him to build me a turbo if he can't look at a cable and plug it into the fucking wall. And that's my personal opinion. But yeah, no, I mean, like I said, that's my, I mean, I can go, like, I can make probably like a 20-hour fucking video going every little detail and every little text messages. But this guy is, in my opinion, insane. I'm not a doctor, but I would say he needs some help. It is insane. Just be careful. Find anyone else, in my opinion. If you talk to someone else in a company, you might have a great experience. Like I said, Turbocharger Systems wrote great stuff about me, but I dealt with him. He's the guy I dealt with, and that's my experience. And he's a fucking asshat. So, but thanks for watching. Be warned. Have fun. Get good turbos.